All right, y'all. On my way to work. Episode 3. Getting in my car. Oh, time to go. Get the money. Even though it's not very much. Today, I got big plans. Big plans. And hopefully you do too. For yourself. And for your family. And for the world. Alright, I'm going to plug in my microphone here. Alright. Hopefully it's working better today. Got it right here. Took the little wind sock off of there. But yeah, so got the audio rolling. Let's get on this drive. So this morning I was just listening to a podcast, My First Million, and with Sean Puri and Sam Parr. Love those guys very much. They were interviewing a guy named Blake Scholl, and he's the founder of Sonic Boom jet company called Boom. And yeah, it was just very inspiring, very hilarious. Told a story about Richard Branson, pitching to Richard Branson in the desert. He asks, Richard Branson's like, you want something to drink? It's the morning time. And Blake's like, oh no, I've had a lot of coffee. And he's just sipping scotch in the desert just before the meeting, during the meeting. Yeah, the pitch didn't end up going well right away, but later on they ended up writing a LOI for about $5 billion or something like that. First 10 airplanes, whatever. But it was just hilarious, and the inspiring part of the story was where I just ended before I left my house this morning. Blake was saying it's about, like, being an entrepreneur is about doing something that you're willing to fail at and it's still a success. Like, will you be proud of trying? And so that's the question that you should ask yourself. It's like, is this idea or thing that I want to pursue, is this something that I would be proud that I tried? Even if you fail, like, would you be proud to have failed doing? And then Sean was talking about the Pixar rules of storytelling. And the first rule is about the character. People resonate and identify and love characters based on the way that they try and the way that they fail, rather than, you know, the outcome or the end success. It's far more about the journey and how they actually got to where they ended up, or, you know, where they came from, and the struggles along the way, and the number of times they failed, and how nobody would think that they would succeed, and just the struggle. And yeah, it definitely relates to entrepreneurship. And when you're pitching to investors, or when you're pitching or, you know, selling or marketing your business, your product or service, that can play a role sometimes. Like, people will resonate with your story, more so on the, like, investing side, not necessarily consumer facing, but regardless, it still applies. And so that's kind of what I was thinking about this morning as I was listening to my podcast and making some breakfast. And I don't understand people that don't eat breakfast. That's another thing. Some people out there simply do not eat breakfast, and I don't get it. All right, I'm gonna try to swear a little bit less because, uh, it's just not necessarily the image I want to have. So I'm gonna be a little bit more conscientious of that. But I'm also not gonna hold back my true self. Uh, and to reiterate, this whole series of on my way to work, I'm just practicing my daily routine. It's a ritual. I'm the one thing that I lack is consistency as a skill. And I say it's a skill because it is learnable and it's more of a habit. And once you, and here's another thing. Maybe I already am great with consistency, and maybe you are too. And the reason I say that is I have consistently stopped trying, and I have consistently, uh, bailed on something that I started. Uh, I've consistently chose to not continue doing something over a long period of time. And so, if you think about it that way, you already know that you can consistently do something. And so, if you are going to do that already, no matter what, uh, why not make it productive? Why not make it something that has a high potential ROI? Or if not monetary ROI, like, any kind of ROI. Like, it's a return on your time that comes back to you in the form of refinement. Um, Improvement on whatever skill it is. If you want to learn the piano, you have to be consistent. You have to play it every day. You have to try different things. Like, you don't just play once a month and then hope that you're going to get better. It's about the action, but it's not only the action, it's the action consistently over a long period of time. And that applies to everything, everywhere. Anything you want to do. You want to get rich. You want to learn a skill, any skill. You want to improve a relationship. You want to, you want to get anywhere in life. Figure out the daily routine or the consistency that would irrefutably produce that result. And yeah, I think that and then once you pick something so easy. Like with these videos, I'm not doing any editing. I'm not studying hashtags and like writing a 1,000-word description. Literally just one line description, because AI is going to take care of all that later on. My main goal is to not give myself any friction or excuse to continue. And I've found so far, this is my third day in a row, that I am actually excited to do it because I have the long-term vision of what the result is going to be from producing a video every single day. That's like of a reasonable length. I'd like them to be over 30 minutes. I've noticed they're only about 27 or so, less than that. So I'm going to start recording myself right after I've put my boots on and walking down the stairs from my house, and then maybe even walking into work as I get there. But anyways, because I also heard recently that, and this is just one person, one account, but I also think that I would have the same result. But he found that, like, he looked at his YouTube watch history and found that all the videos that he actually liked, so he categorized them all in terms of ones that actually helped him or was beneficial or that he would watch again, uh, you know, that he enjoyed and liked. Another category was videos that he regretted watching and would not watch again. And I don't know if there was a third category, but the main point was the ones that he liked and would watch again and were beneficial and helped him were all over 30 minutes. And so he changed in his feed to only show him videos that are above 30 minutes in length. So he won't be, tempted by some thumbnail or title to click on it because his data and history was telling him videos over 30 minutes are pretty much the only ones that are beneficial for you. So yeah, I was just thinking about that, and it's definitely the same for me because the only videos I watch or listen to, I don't necessarily watch every YouTube video because I'm doing things and I try to maximize productivity as much as possible. But yeah, listening to videos, the ones that I do are definitely over 30 minutes, always. Sometimes they're 45 to an hour and a half. Those are usually the ones that I listen to, and it's I realize I should look at my data. I'm gonna look at that actually and determine the actual numbers on that because it'd be pretty interesting. I feel like I listen to about 9 hours a day of business content, podcasts, entrepreneurial, stories, mindset. Not really mindset these days, but you get the point. And I had another mental note of something to talk about. So AI is gonna change the chapter here in the bottom of the screen. It's gonna be a little chapter, and this chapter is about sigils. And if you don't know what a sigil is, I looked it up this morning. It's basically just a symbol that's typically used in occult or astrological studies. It's supposed to be like some magical thing. Literally, all it is though is a symbol, like a graphic, an image like that represents something. that's intended to evoke some emotion or some meaning behind it. And the reason I was thinking about this was my partner. She's been having nightmares the last few nights, and she was discussing with ChatGPT, trying to figure out ways to stop the nightmares from happening. And one of the suggestions that it had was to come up with a sigil, like so design sort of just a graphic image, like some sort of symbolic, design. I don't, I, like a logo, like a graphic image, and and then use that, like hone in on that, design it however you want, so that you will um, like remember it and be able to use it as like a like a cross, like ward off evil spirits, or your nightmares that you're having. Like focus on whatever the nightmare is. If you don't want to see that thing, um, think of something that would repel that. So if you're having nightmares about snakes or something, like think of something that snakes hate, that they'll like scurry away from, uh, and like think of it and then symbolize it, like refine it down, condense it. So whatever kinds of elements you want to have uh, as your tool, um, to ward off things or to attract things, even uh, try to write all those things down and find overarching themes between them, and try to condense them into symbolic form. So like if you want to have, like if you don't want to have like uh, you know dark and rainy uh, dreams, like nightmares, like maybe there's like a little sun image, or like a little image of like a blue sky, like a clear sky, something that represents that within your little sigil, little symbol. um, yeah, and I just thought that was a really, really cool idea. So she's going to work on uh, creating something like that for herself, but she really wants to, put some thought into it and actually design something useful. And I was thinking about that concept, and you could actually use that concept for things that you want to attract, like a goal or a dream or something, which I think is why people create mood boards, or not mood boards, but like, a vision board, like for attracting their goals for themselves. Like if you want to uh, have whatever, like your dream house, like your dream life, create a vision board. You could also uh, condense that into some symbol, and then I think the usefulness is that it's just so simple and easy to remember. Like symbology is ancient, um, and I think if you can tie something deeply personal and that you want to go towards, if you can condense that and tie it to a very simple and easy to remember symbol, you can like have that vision in your head, and like instantly recall it, and 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 think about it everywhere, and you can see it everywhere. And I think that's just like a hack, like an easy way um, start attracting things that you want, or repelling things away, like what the recommendation was for nightmares. So um, Charlie Munger talks a lot about RIP to my Capricorn brother, uh, January 1st, and I'm January 2nd. But he was, he talks about, like, well, I guess one of his quotes is like, tell me where I'm going to die and I'll, avoid that place. And it's um, meaning, think of all the things that you don't want. And sometimes that's a lot easier because we tend to focus on fears, and like negativity is sort of toxically abundant. Uh, but yeah, so if you think of all the things that you don't want, sometimes it's a lot easier. Like, if I was to get rich, like, how would I absolutely not get rich? Well, I would be lazy every single day. I would not do anything. I would not go to work. I would not pursue, um, you know, financial goals. Um, and perhaps you could create some sort of sigil to repel your negative habits, like your negative uh, um, things that you don't want to do, things that will keep you from achieving the goals that you have. Maybe like focus on those, refine those, condense them to uh, a, a symbol that you can think of that's like, oh yeah, boom, away, go. No, not that. Uh, just an idea. Um, yeah, now I'm here at work and pulling into the old parking lot. I've been getting a couple of tickets lately, so I gotta repark my car during lunch, which is annoying. They charge freaking $18 a day to park in this stupid thing. There's no way I'm paying that, except now I have two $45 tickets, which is equivalent to almost 5 days. So, but if I repark during lunch, I don't have a ticket at lunchtime, so I can park elsewhere for $9. So that's gonna be my shtick. So far, this has been 22 minutes, almost 23. I'm gonna carefully take out my charger. You guys ever seen this? Look at this. What the fuck? PB&J? Reese's? Gonna have to give it a go. Also got this. All right, I'm gonna take you guys a little bit further than my car today, just for fun. I don't know if we're gonna squeeze 30 minutes out of this, but I'll show you guys the building that I'm working on. Here it is. I think it's a Jeffrey Bezos special. I really like that bronze building back there. It's my favorite one out of these. This one's interesting. It's like kind of boat shaped. All right, I gotta grab my gloves, grab my mask, grab my fucking hard hat. Oh, I didn't bring my badge. Damn it, that sucks. Well, I'm gonna maybe. Damn, it sucks. Gotta have someone badge me in. Usually, you don't need a badge at my kind of work. I don't have another vest, so that means I'm gonna have to grab this. My fucking raincoat. Anyways. Alright, I'm gonna turn this off. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.